Good evening, everybody. My name is Sharonda, and this is our podcast, Finding 40 and Beyond. What does that look like? This is a space for us to grow, learn, and talk about the midlife. What's happening in our 40s, what was not happening back in the day, and we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship, dating, relationships, medical, um, sexual. We're going to talk about all the challenges and the possibilities of going into our 40s. I am sitting outside because it's such a beautiful night. And one thing I've learned about in my 40s is I love being outdoors. So you always see your parents say, "Hey, I need the heat. I need the heat." And I'm going to enjoy this weather. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and I wanted to do something. I talk a lot on my social media platforms about positivity, but I don't really get down to the nitty gritty about what happens in our 40s. So you'll probably see me around the city from different locations. We'll actually have some guests come on, and we're going to get down to the good stuff, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So this is season 1, episode 1. Thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate that. This segment that we're going to talk about now is talking about reinventing in our 40s. What does that look like? So some of the myths that goes around is life slows down in our 40s. Now, that may be true for some, but not for the others, right? So I believe, factual things, so things that can happen in our 40s that a lot of people do not talk about is many of us start businesses, we find love, and so many other things that we did not accomplish in our previous years, right? So I am a product of that person where I did not have love, I did not have my own personal business. So I'm going to give you some examples just about what that looked like in reinventing our 40s. So again, my name is Sharonda. Thank you guys for joining. This is season 1, episode 1 of Finding 40 and Beyond. And I appreciate you guys joining me. And we're going to tune in every week. We're going to have a new topic. You may see new people on here as well. So for me, in my 40s, when I was in my 30s, I am telling you, baby, I had all type of stuff go on in my 30s, and I cannot wait to get to my 40s. When I hit 40, I did have a lot of challenges. I also came across, as my children were growing, then they were changing as well. And I learned a lot about myself during that time. When I first turned 40, I injured my knee right in the middle of COVID, you guys. In the middle of COVID, I couldn't even believe it. I injured my knee. When I injured my knee, I was almost 300 pounds. Yes, 300 pounds. When I gained that weight, I had CPAP issues. I had fluid behind my brain, fluid behind my voice box. Also, I had just moved into my home, and being the nice person that I am, I allowed someone to come stay with me. Was I wrong? Okay. When a person came and stayed with me, it was pure HE double hockey stick during COVID when everything was closed and having this person in my home and cannot get them out. So during 2022, I ended up losing my job that I had worked for 13 years. I was there, I couldn't believe it. I've been there for 13 years. I barely called off, always was there. There was girl drama right before COVID started. Anyway, that's another day, another topic, and we'll talk about that later. Drama in the workplace versus the young, the old, and the older. Because we're in our midlife, so of course we don't have as many issues as those. So when I lost my job, because now I'm reinventing myself, so we're going to talk about that and starting a business. Back in 2022, I could not believe that my employer hired a new HR person and she let me go from my job. And they gave me a list of things, the reason of why they let me go. I did not look at that list. I really didn't care because I knew my worth, and it was okay that I was no longer a fit for that company. I was happy. I was happy because sometimes you get accustomed to working somewhere where you no longer suits you. So I was happy and sad at the same time because I had built a relationship, which I thought with my employer, all the staff that was there at the time. So